As floodwaters inundated central Texas, FEMA faced critical challenges in responding swiftly. Administrative procedures slowed down the deployment of essential resources and response teams. A recent federal policy update required high-level approval for contracts exceeding $100,000, which added delays to the process. This created bottlenecks during a moment when speed and coordination were critical. Local officials expressed concern that their ability to respond quickly was limited during a time of urgent need. Historically, FEMA has used a system of pre-positioning trained urban search and rescue teams for immediate deployment. This time, however, those teams were held back until formal approval was granted, over 72 hours after the flooding began. The delay impacted rescue efforts, while local Texas teams worked tirelessly to protect lives. Some officials supported the cautious approach, though others noted it created additional administrative hurdles for federal aid. Texas leaned heavily on its own emergency resources and coordination systems. Over 200 personnel from 20 different state agencies were mobilized to address the crisis. Even support requests like aerial imagery and staffing for call centers faced extended approval timelines. The situation highlighted some internal uncertainty about the roles and responsibilities of different agencies during emergency response. The storm had a devastating impact. Nearly 120 people lost their lives, and many more were reported missing. A federal disaster declaration was made, yet initial deployments of federal support were relatively limited. In the early days, fewer than 100 federal personnel were dispatched, raising concerns about preparedness amidst agency staffing challenges. Meanwhile, Texas's emergency management system remained strong, responding with remarkable capability and coordination. Officials also activated the Emergency Management Assistance Compact, bringing in support from neighboring states. These events have sparked conversations about the evolving role of federal and state governments in disaster response. Federal officials reaffirmed their commitment to supporting state-led efforts and encouraged further discussion on FEMA's future direction. As the situation unfolded, one thing became clear. Effective disaster response depends on speed, flexibility, and strong collaboration. This crisis reminded us that lives depend on reducing unnecessary delays and ensuring emergency systems can move fast when it matters most. FEMA has lost nearly 2,000 staff since January, raising concerns about its ability to manage large-scale disasters. Trump, who once suggested phasing out FEMA, now proposes rebranding it and giving states more control after witnessing the Texas floods. In Kerrville, Trump praised local responders and called the federal response incredible, while encouraging state-led emergency efforts. Critics warn that shifting too much power to states, without strong federal support, could leave some regions vulnerable in future crises. A new FEMA Review Council, including Governor Greg Abbott, is exploring how states might lead disaster response without creating service gaps. Thanks for watching. Disasters like this remind us how vital preparation, coordination, and compassion really are. Give it a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. That would help me a lot.